So you have to wonder, is it an absolute market 180-degree turn? It is absolutely unbelievable what's going on with the Ahsoka, with the Cad Bane, with the Luke Skywalker. It's also crazy what's going on with the Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, with the Loki, with the Marty McFly. What does this mean for some of the other waitlisted pre-orders that are about to go out? Of course, the Hot Toys Wizard. Let's pick up the call. Hey, Wizard, what's going on? I saw that you started my show for me last week. I did say thank you. Oh, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on 6 Scale Raw. Aries returning to 6 Scale Raw. Crystal Ball Monday. No, I think that's my crystal ball. Oh, you're saying that I borrowed it from you. It's always been your crystal ball. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about Crosshair here. Absolutely unbelievable. I know about the new Luke Skywalker that's coming for the 40th anniversary of the Return of the Jedi. I'm going to talk about the Adam West Batman. Absolutely. I'm going to talk about also the Flash alternate suit from the Flash movie. Right, what about all those Mandalorian seasons? I thought it stunk. We're going to talk about that on Raw as well. Listen, what do you got for me for this? Wizard. Let's go ahead and dive into all this right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6 Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. I really do appreciate that support. Market 180. Let me tell you something. It is absolutely insane watching some of these sellers sell out of the lots that they have and not getting any more of what they have. And I'm going to give you a little story here because should you pre-order or should you not? That's really been an underlying question in the 6 Scale community, in the collecting community, particularly when it comes to Hot Toys with everything that has been going on. You know, and in relation to that, is this just a fad, these going on waitlist well before they're due to come out or while they're on pre-order? Is it something that we're just dealing with post-COVID? Or is it something that we're just dealing with or in correlation with just because of the economy being as bad as it is? Is it just going to go back to the way that it was? Is it temporary? We're going to talk about that within this episode and should you pre-order. But let's take a look at what's going on and dive right into it. This R2-D2. This R2-D2, pulling these up on a screen, I'm going to give you a ton of data. Sold out. 10 sold, out of stock, outstanding seller, 54,759 feedback. all 100% positive. U.S. seller. U.S. seller. Bringing this up onto the screen. R2D2 again. Another great seller with 23,000 now. 673 feedback. Gone with their allotment. Bringing this up onto the screen. And a seller we all know, also from the U.S., just sold yesterday or the day before, and has a little bit left in stock. I know from talking with Ray, who is the owner of Hawk Wars Toys, $310 gone. You're seeing the story here. This is well above the retail price, and this was just on pre-order. This was just available. This is with Wave 1 of the Attack of the Clones, ladies and gentlemen. What does this mean for the Wave 2 of the Attack of the Clones? You're going to get that later in this episode. We're going to talk about that because there's something directly correlated with that Wave 2. And if you want to get those figures and not pay more than the retail price, you're going to want to stay tuned to this episode to know exactly what it is I'm going to talk about and what I see in my crystal ball forthcoming for the Wave 2 and other figures, not just Star Wars, for DC. Not just for DC and Star Wars, but for Marvel. We're going to go over it all. But let's stay on this. Just sold. Not including, here's the kicker, the $25.29 in shipping, not including taxes. And, of course, Ray at Hawk Wars, now 1717 feedback, all 100% positive. And you know I buy from Ray. I totally recommend Ray. I just actually got my Fennec Shan from Ray, which should be coming this week. Great seller. But this is a far cry from a lot of the figures that have been in stock. Looking at Crosshair, staying with Star Wars. And now this is out of stock. Out of stock. Was showing you last week when this came out, and of course this sold at $323, not including the $1649, not including taxes. This is what happened when the heavy infantry Mandalorian, which was produced in much higher volumes than this. I mean, this is actually killing that. Great seller. 614 feedback. All 100% positive. Let's go to more Crosshair. 6 gone. Toy Maniac. 15,749 feedback. All 100% positive. $340. Not including taxes. Well over $350. All of them gone. Just gone. Just gone. Absolutely unbelievable. And if you want to go back to Hawk Wars, just sold. No best offer, no nothing. $355. Not including $29 in shipping. Okay? So $380, not including taxes, like close to $400. What is this? The Dooku? What is this? Krennic? What is this? Chirrut? Those are out how long ago? And you have to ask yourself, is there more Chirrut, Krennics, and those figures than this Crosshair? And I say, possibly. These are very low. Very low production numbers. And is it just because it's post-COVID for a little bit? Is it a fad? Is it just because of this economy and it's going to go back? Or is this the new way of things? And if you really wanted that Crosshair, and you really had the money for it, it was of no consequence to you, and you were waiting for the bargain bin, is that not the way we should do it from now on? I say yes, of course not. If you have the money, unless money is of no object and you don't care spending an extra $100 right off the bat. I mean, I'm showing you the data right here. Let's pause for some coffee. Cheers to you. You're watching the market chart show. Look at this. The Cantina, the official 6-scale Cantina coffee mug. Is it possible? You do have to wonder. You can get this right off of 6scalecantina.com. Cheers. Should you pre-order? I tell you what, if this was a must for me, absolutely. Well, let's look at some more. Let's look at this, because I pulled this up last week, and now where there was what, 6, now we're down to 2 available. With a great seller here, Hotheads, okay, put up earlier, 100% positive feedback. There's only 2 left. There was 11 available, 9 sold at $400. U.S. seller. U.S. seller. And when you start looking at some of the figures that just came out, we talk about Cad Bane and Garfield. Let's move out of Star Wars and do some of these other examples now. Let's pull up Garfield. Let's pull up this MMS. So, and this is great. Right for this show that I'm recording. Everybody kind of knows Toys for Kidults. Outstanding seller. 6,906 feedback. He's out of stock. How many times you see with this seller or Tim Cent that there's always one remaining? This is gone. 3 sold at $430. What is this, Count Dooku? I mean, what is this? The Gladiator Hulk? Unbelievable. Wow. Wow. Let's go to more. Let's pull up another one. Speaking of Tim Cent, he is on the last one. We'll see. 6 sold. 6 sold at $430. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow, this is a far cry from the best car Mandalorian or either of the Iron Man Mark 85s. This is a far cry from Quill and the Tusken Raider and either version of the Black Widow from her movie, the white or the black suit. Far, far cry from that. I mean, and look, you could pull up a seller that's nowhere near as known. Just trying to make it quick, I watched this go up, and wow, and there was at 4, and now we're down to the last one. Of course, $350, $349, excuse me. Great seller, looks like 5,045 feedback. Wow, just moving, unbelievable. And when you go and you try to look at this, and is this in stock in a lot of these places? Like pulling this up onto the screen here. Let me show you. Obviously, this is not in stock at the official distributor in the United States and Europe and a lot of places. Gone. And the base, gone. And you try to buy this now off of a lot of the Hong Kong sellers. You know the ones I'm talking about. You know the ones I'm talking about. Way above. Far above. No pun intended. Far, far above the retail price. Far above. You could take a look at this one. Cad Bane. Collector edition, waitlisted. Deluxe edition, waitlisted. Another popular U.S. seller, sold out. Sold out. Sold out. Another popular U.S. seller, sold out. Sold out. You try to buy this one right now, pulling this up onto the screen, with 4 sold already from this seller, again, at $534. What is this, Gen Urso? 500. And again, let's ask. More of these made than the Gen Urso or less? Don't be so quick to answer, because some of you are going to quick to say, oh, definitely less with that movie. This economy has been, this inflation has been the worst in 45 years. So be careful before you answer that. How much of these they're making. Last one. This seller. 19,000 now. 434 feedback. All 100% positive. Well, Aries, this happens with those sellers. Well, yeah, that's what happened with them 2-3 years ago. This wasn't happening the last year and a half. It was a story about the bargain bin, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, these prices are insanity. And I was just showing you some of the other figures that are going on. I showed you Marty McFly last week from Back to the Future 3. I've been showing you the Lokis. I was showing you just the R2, starting off with Star Wars. The Ahsoka. The Bespin Luke. What do you think is going to happen with this? I was just showing you Crosshair. Pause. You're watching the Market Chart Show. Smash the like button. And listen, if you're looking to spend money and be frugal with your money and get the best value out of your collection, that's why you pay attention to what I do here at 6 Scale Cantina. That's why you pay attention to the market. Okay? If you can't pre-order every darn thing, and these things are going to be coming out way, way earlier. Listen. Everyone was whining and complaining. It takes so long. We waited so long for Yelena. We waited so long for Cable. You ain't waiting no freaking lot longer anymore for a lot of these. You're not only going to get them on time, but is it possible that you probably get them ahead of time? And I say yes, because you're seeing a lot of that turn at a 182. It's a 180 in the primary market with pre-orders in the secondary market. Any market right now, it is a 180 when it comes to these collectibles from where it's been. So what do? I pay attention to the market. I pay attention to the wait list, because that's how I budget for this. That's how I do it. And if you do it that way, you better pay attention. Look at this. That is absolutely unbelievable. let's talk about Ahsoka. Just sold. Up here on the screen. Hawk Wars Toys again. Just sold for $325 the other day. Not including $28.38 in shipping. Not including taxes. Why am I showing you this? Because this is a complete 180-degree turn from what has been going on with all or many of the figures that are in stock. It is a far cry from this. It is a far cry from, look at this Mark 85. 9 bids. And new. $255. It is a complete 180-degree turn when you have a lower supply, because a lower supply equates to higher demand. It equates to higher collectability. It creates more of a need, more of a desire, more of a joy, even more of a connection with your collectible. There's something good about this. It's not bad, and it's not a bad feeling to have. You know, when you put in a hard day's work, or you finish a project that you're doing, or you accomplish something that you really been striving for. It's good after you put in all that work. You feel good about it. And you could correlate that right to if you pick up a collectible despite liking it because you want it. Despite all this stuff about don't worry about nothing. There's something special when you're like, hey, this thing's valuable. Oh, it's pretty good. If I want to get rid of it, I can get my money back. If I wanted to sell it, actually, and change my collection, I could actually make a little bit of money off it. There's nothing wrong with that. At least, not in my view. I want to collect things that are collectible. I want to collect things that are valuable. That's why I concern myself with it. I'm diabetic. Many of you are. I can't just eat what I love. I'll wind up in the hospital. So I got to be careful. I got to take precautions. Somebody who's not diabetic, I can have 3 bags of M&M's, Aries. Great. Good for you. And I'm not envious. It's just not my way. Pause. You're watching the Market Truck Show. Truth and realism. That's what you're going to get here with the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. That's what you're going to get. It's what you're going to get. Going back to Ahsoka. 3 sold already. This seller with 67,618 feedback at $360. And if you think this is too much, and if you don't think these 5 are going to go, especially with the Ahsoka series looming closer and closer and closer, and this is a DX Ahsoka, you're out of your mind. I mean, this is Ahsoka Tano and a DX Ahsoka Tano. And certainly not the one that they're going to put out from the show, or probably the 2 or 3 that they're going to put out from the show. And Aries, how can you say that? Well, they're already coming out with another armor. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on 6 Scale Raw. People thought I was crazy when I said never another armor. Well, they just came out with another heavy infantry Mandalorian. Why wouldn't they come out with another armor? I don't understand why you're thinking they won't. More and more announcements of the same molds. Different paints, different stuff. Less production of those announcements. That's how you're going to make money. That's how you're going to make money in this economy. That's how you're going to make money, the way things are. They already showed you they're coming out with another heavy infantry Mandalorian. Of course the crystal ball says you're getting another armor. There's so much denial about another Bo-Katan. Maybe they just did that for effect. Are you kidding me? They did it because they're coming out with another Bo-Katan. They're going to come out with another Casca. You heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Maybe somebody will give me a shout out. Aries was right. It's okay if they don't. They're going to come out with another, I don't care if it's going to tick people off. I mean, I care, but I don't care. Looking at it from a data perspective, they're going to give you another Axe Woves with a head sculpt. How popular do you think that actor is? What do you think? It's Harrison Ford, and they gotta go fly to a ship to Mars to decide the contract? Who is this guy? Clark Gable? Harrison Ford? Robert Redford? How hard is it going to be to get the license for this actor? Great actor, don't know him. Of course they're going to come out with that. Why wouldn't they? Well, because I bought this and I would really want the one with the head sculpt. Well, no crap you would. Pause. More coffee. Into the thermos now. That's the thing about the R2-D2. For some reason, it's popular to say, even though we're getting another R5-D4 already, and we got another C-3PO already. For some reason, it's popular, except here at 6 Scale Cantina, to say we're not getting an R2 for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Like we're not going to get another Boba Fett from the Return of the Jedi. If you're going to be disappointed in another R2 or Boba Fett, then you'll be disappointed. But those are definitely two figures for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi that are absolutely coming, including another Mando. Don't think, oh, but certainly they will do Ares another Mando. Everybody was telling me this Ares is not even a chance in the world. Not a chance in the galaxy. Not a chance in the universe. Not a chance in any parallel universe that they're going to give us Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Not only did they give us two of those. They gave us a freaking quarter scale, and they gave us a 6 scale one. But Ares, it didn't crack the top 10. Who cares? They're still putting it out. It's Boba Fett. They're going to do the same thing with another Mandalorian. And it doesn't matter that there's one in stock. They're already giving you another Loki on a throne. And you still got a couple of those in stock. And then you got a few of those on waitlist. If they're going to give you tons and tons of Lokis, they're going to give you tons and tons of Boba Fetts. And if they're going to give you tons and tons of Boba Fetts and Lokis, they're going to give you tons and tons of Mandalorians. And if they're going to give you tons and tons of Mandalorians, they're going to give you tons and tons of Christian Bales and Spiderman and Iron Man. And here's the beauty of it. You can complain about it or just don't buy it. But the question of if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And I'm very happy about it because we get a lot of variations. We get to pick and choose what we want. One of the greatest things about starting to get into Marvel, I get to choose the Iron Mans that I want. There's so much of a selection. I got to get the one that I really, really wanted, the Mark 47. It's fantastic. I don't need to get all the other ones. There's nothing against the other ones. It's great having the selection. I got no problem. I'm not going to do a show. Why did they come out with all these other marks? I just can't handle it all. Well, yeah, I can. I got to go on to the next thing. It's too much energy out of my life and my mind. Let me go on to the next thing. I don't need all those Iron Mans. I'm happy about them. I can spill my coffee about them, but I'm fine with the one I want. Same thing here with Casca. I'm outraged they came out with another one. Go to therapy then. Or you can watch 6 Scale Raw. That'd be therapy for you. Anyway. Ahsoka. $360. Unbelievable. And speaking of the Book of Boba Fett, and this is kind of funny when this came out, that, oh, they're just reusing molds. They're just reusing molds. Look at this. Well, what have I been saying? Yeah, here's K2SO. Already out of stock and already heading up in the secondary market. Out of stock. Out of stock. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, just look at that. Here's another one from Attack of the Clones. Wave 1. $270. No best offer, just gone. That's like, what is this, $190? I think it was. Unbelievable. Unreal. These figures that are coming out, already two sold, $290 for Marty McFly, Back to the Future 3. Just selling US. Great seller. And when this is gone and it stays in here a little bit, is it going to go like this figure? And I say, yes. I think it's probably even more rare than this one, to be honest with you. And a lot of the ones that I'm showing you, are they as rare as I brought this up before, like this Gladiator Hulk? Rising now from Thor Ragnarok in the secondary market. I mean, very, very high, and you can see this sold. Great seller, but only 40 feedback, but 100% positive. All 100% positive. New. $420. Not including the $30 in shipping. That's $450. Not including taxes. Some of these figures going on waitlist, it's like they're heading towards Grail City. Heading towards Grail City. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's pull up another Hulk. And one that's been high. And actually, this is a pretty good price. But used. Great seller. 1,526 feedback. All 100% positive. But $376, not including the $25 in shipping. That's $400. Over $400, not including taxes. For this beautiful, from the Avengers movie, Hulk. And my friend John has this, and his daughter Tori love this figure. I want to get one. It's just so gigantic. And he has it in a DTOF right now and took off a shelf to fit this in there. Anyway. They're acting like these. They're acting like this. I talk about the Christopher Reeve one a lot, but this Henry Cavill Superman that we have up over here, that I'm showing up onto the screen, is very, very high. This is not the MMS 152 from the original Superman movie, but it's MMS 465. And this goes all the time at $400 or $500. And right here, $380 with 13 bids. Only 40 feedback, but all 100% positive, not including taxes. I mean, well over $400 for this figure. And Crosshair is acting like this. More Crosshairs or more of this out? What do you think? Pause. You're watching the Market Chart Show. I mean, some of them are acting like this. Neo, $500. Well, best offer, so who knows? You can say whatever you want. $400. They took $100 off. Sure not, but whatever. for between 4 and 475 for a Neo Matrix. Doesn't even have a purge system, and it has that big, awful base that comes with Darth Maul. I still really want this figure. Outstanding seller, 125 feedback, all 100% positive. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, as we start getting ready to dive into what's next and my predictions here on what you really, 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 really need to look out for, what's going to go on waitlist very, very quickly is going to surprise some of you, and I want to get you prepared. But I do want to tell you before we go into that segment of the show, if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. Now listen, this is really, really growing, and you can see before this show here, the latest one was Drunk on Coffee from this week, and I talked a little bit about that Anakin Skywalker with that awesome, and I believe it is awesome, wool-rooted hair. We're going to talk about rooted hair tomorrow on 6 Scale Raw, so you're not going to want to miss that. But anyway, look at the biggest mover section. And this is the first step into growing 6scalecantina.com. Cad Bane, number 1, rising extremely high. Biggest mover this week. Spiderman, Garfield, MMS 658, second biggest mover. Of course, both the DX24 and DX25, which was a surprise to many, but not a surprise to me. And if you've been a channel member here for a while, I told you that one was going. That one's future is extremely high. And you can see that Superman Cavill MMS 465 on the chart here starting to rise up even more right now. You can see Crosshair, insane. You can see that Marty McFly with Einstein, insane. You can see the Gladiator Hulk. You can see the Marty McFly from Back to the Future 3 that just came out. You can see President Loki, regular or premium. You can see a lot of stuff over here, including that Superman, including the Neo Matrix. And just look how many of these figures are figures that just came out. Some of these figures that have been hitting waitlist, ladies and gentlemen, are mixed in with Grails. I mean, they're mixed in with MMS 465, the Cavill Superman. Some of these pre-orders are mixed in with the Reeve Superman, MMS 152. I mean, you got the KX Enforcer droid mixed in with Han Solo's Stormtrooper. What's up with that? Bookmark 6scalecantina.com for sure. Check a look at the biggest mover section. Market chart for Star Wars has been updated. You can take a look at that. Of course, forthcoming for Marvel, forthcoming for DC, and for all of them. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You're seeing it right there. What's going to be coming up next? What is the Wizards Red Alerts for what's up for pre-order right now that's going to go and possibly go at prices that we're seeing on some of these coming up over here? Let's go to it. I'm going to go to my ones. I'm going to break it down for you this week. I gave you some last week. I got new ones here for you to watch out for. Number one here, as I pull it up onto the screen, is this figure. And I can't even begin to tell you how quickly this is going to get either a low stock warning or go right onto waitlist any minute. And every figure, from Star Wars, The Attack of the Clones, 20th Anniversary Wave 2. And I believe that this has rolling eyes. I mean, this is unreal. This is Padme. And don't worry, though. If this is not really the version of Padme that you want, much like a lot of you told me you didn't want that version from The Attack of the Clones 20th Anniversary of C-3PO, you 1000% don't need to get this. And not because price doesn't matter or any of that stuff. Because they're going to be coming out with more and more versions. You know, somebody pointed out, it was actually on the Facebook page, this is actually one of the comments I actually agreed with the Costco Reeves. One of the comments I usually agree with. Usually I don't pay attention with that, but I was reading it. And somebody said with the Costco in the final production photos, this looks beautiful, but I'm going to wait for the second one. Some people had a problem with that. They're saying, oh, they're never going to come out with another Costco. What, are you kidding me? You're right. If you have that thinking that they got to make 10,000 of them in order for her to work. But boys and girls, that's not what they're doing anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not what they're doing anymore. It's low production numbers. And this nonsense that you could just buy it at any store, you can. But eventually it's going to be gone. Like I showed you with those stores that I put up. Because there's a certain batch and that's it. Now, not to digress, but as I mentioned on my last couple of shows, that doesn't mean that they won't make another batch in the future. That doesn't mean it won't re-release. Oh, they might. Don't be in this because you're looking for a pot of gold, baby. Because you're in the wrong thing. And I've already mentioned that. And you heard it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. If all of these come off waitlist, to suddenly just say, hey, there's another batch. Because that very well, very, very well could happen because we just don't know. And I've been saying that for how long? Well, Aries, that's like saying that, there could be an iceberg that melts out of nowhere, or this or that, or an earthquake. Of course. But that's really not what I'm saying. This is far more realistic, that we're in very crazy times, and things are hitting waitlist while they're on pre-order more than they ever have before in its history. So the possibility that they could all come off waitlist because they were all deciding to make another batch, I think is more plausible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. What I'm trying to say is nobody knows. And so don't buy these like you think you really do got a Han and Chewie 2-pack, which is extremely grail. And they did re-release that once. Just saying. Anyway. You don't have to buy Padme. Because I can guarantee you, you're going to get all the Padmes that you could imagine. One after the other, much like. You just saw it, the armor, like you just saw it with C-3PO. And you're going to see very quick with another C-3PO. Yeah. But if this is the version you want, this is hitting waitlist. Very, very soon. As is this. Red alert. Not even yellow. Red alert. On all Wave 2 for Attack of the Clones 20th. Red alert. Red alert. Anakin. Red alert. And this one we were waiting for how long? Red alert. All of these. And when it comes to Mace, and it comes to that battle droid, just look at the other battle droid. Just look at Crosshair. And when it comes to Anakin, I don't even have to tell you looking at Anakin in the secondary market, at least the non-Clone Wars one, which they made, seems like a whole lot of those. These are coming next. I believe these are coming next, as is this. We're going with Star Wars first. Then we're going to get right into Marvel. And this will be, for a lot of people, if they make the mistake to wait for the bargain bin, they're going to cry on this one. An outstanding release, which very, very soon is going to get a low stock warning. I firmly believe. Finishing up with Star Wars before we get into Marvel. I have a red alert on this Vader, the only remaining version for the DX28. Remember, the DX27 is all gone. All the versions of this are gone except this. This will be going. Just saying. And it's Darth Vader and never before like this. And they're not going to overproduce it. They're going to produce as much as the pre-orders. In my view. Staying with Star Wars and finishing it off, I got two more to keep an eye on. Remember, I brought up the question on Fennec Shand. Are they going to make enough to match up Boba and the throne? And I say no. I think there's low on this. Why? Well, there is a data point. You can argue that they made a lot of Echo and they made a lot of Hunter, which it looks like they did. And you're already seeing what's happening with Crosshair. Why wouldn't you equal it up? And I just don't think that was part of the math. I could be wrong. But I feel like that this one's going to go very, very soon for Star Wars. And last for Star Wars for this week, the same thing with Costco. Let's go to Marvel. What are my red alerts for Marvel? And going up first, you saw what happened with Andrew Garfield. And I believe the next one and final one is going to be with Tobey Maguire, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And you can't get the deluxe version. It's already waitlisted. And you can't get the deluxe version exclusive because that's already waitlisted. You can still get the collector edition. But I believe that this Tobey Maguire one, ladies and gentlemen, very, very quickly, he's going to disappear. And I think it's going to perform like Andrew or possibly even better in the secondary market. But that's number one. Number one for Marvel. Let's go to more Marvel. Mighty Thor is already gone. And I really do believe that the collector version edition of Thor is gone. So the deluxe version is going to be the next one of Thor from Love and Thunder. And I think arguably this may be, we'll have to see how it turns out, the best Thor they ever did. You could say what you want about the movie. I actually really enjoyed it. And it did do pretty good in the box office compared to the other Thors and the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and all that. I enjoyed it. But anyway, I wouldn't sleep on this Thor because I believe that he's going to be one of the ones next for Marvel as well, continuing to go down. Loki's already gone from Loki, and I think Sylvie, it doesn't have much longer. I really, really don't. And I don't believe this is one of the best figures I've ever seen. I actually ordered this. So I went to my friend John and Tori's house, and I was just there a couple weeks ago, or was it a few weeks ago? I can't even keep track of time anymore. This figure's insane. I had it in my hand, and I ordered it. This is coming in. I did get this. And obviously, I could use it for a WandaVision display. I could just use it for my Marvels, Endgame, display. You could just use it for it's Scarlet Witch. It's unreal. And I don't think they made that many of her. I really, really don't. The other one and last one to warn about for Marvel is this Iron Man, which I am getting the collector edition, which is already waitlisted. This figure has Tony Stark with rolling eyes function and is absolutely unbelievable. And the deluxe edition is all that's left on pre-order for $655. The collector edition just recently hit waitlist over the last week or two. So, there. Lastly, let's go to DC. What do I think goes up for DC? And I think there are some DC figures you got to start paying attention to. I'm going to pull this up onto the screen. And I do believe that within short order for this Batman, whether it's the collector edition or whether it's the deluxe edition, that this Batman here is going to be one of the ones that are coming up for DC that's going to get a low stock warning very, very, very soon. And the next one I want to warn you about is Gal Gadot with the sculpted hair. And this one's selling like Bo-Katan. And Bo-Katan, I think, it has a limited window too. To be honest with you, I don't think she's going to last very long. But I really don't think this is going to last very long. The collector edition's gone. And here's the exclusive edition. And I did get the exclusive. I actually got that coming in. I will be getting this to go with my Christopher Reeve Superman. It's going to look great with this Wonder Woman 84 outfit. And it's going to look great with my Christian Bale Batman. It's going to be my version, the beginning of my version anyway, of the Justice League. Of course, I got to get Cyborg. I want to get that new Flash. That's the Flash I want. I got to get Aquaman. I'd rather get the first version than the yellow and green one, but I think we're going to get another one of those very, very soon. Anyway, Wonder Woman, I really do think this one's going. Also, continuing with that, been up for a while. Gonna go away. Gonna go, folks. And I am definitely getting this figure. 100% getting Anne Hathaway in this cat suit. This figure. This version of this figure. Aye. Just saying, it's kind of been up there. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind, right? Much later announced, but I also think, and lastly, and, we'll pull this up on the screen, is not to be confused with Cad Bane, but Bane. Yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are some of your thoughts on a lot of this stuff that we're going over? I want to point this out to you as well. Go to 6scalecantina.com and go to this yellow highlighted section right here. It's on every menu page, so you won't miss it. But look at what's coming up here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. This will go up and go live. If you are a Cantina Insider, which means you are a channel member, you'll be able to watch this tomorrow. And if you join the channel now, and if you join the channel today, if you join the channel tonight, you'll be able to see this tomorrow. The debut episode of Wizard's Crystal Ball. It will upload tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. And you can see it right here, a little bit of a preview. I will be talking about the Adam West Batman. And I will be talking about Padme and that particular version of Queen Amidala in many versions. I will be talking about Michael Rooker. Love him in Days of Thunder. Love him in 8 Man Out. Love him as Yondu. I will be talking about if I see this in the Wizard's Crystal Ball. And I'll be talking about a young version of Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. And really, a younger version of Harrison Ford in general. What does that mean for Disney? What does that mean for Hot Toys? You're not going to want to miss this tomorrow. Up next, the Wizard's Crystal Ball. Always mired in data. Always mired in reality. And how many have I hit out of the park? And I don't just stab loosely. Everything I got to stab except Bale, but he's coming. It's pretty real, baby. They just keep coming. And don't worry, so's the Frog Lady. You're not going to want to miss this. So, you can also see here, members video library samples. I can kind of blow that up onto the screen. And if you want to see my movie review on The Flash, my thoughts on Sasha Calle, you can go to the video library. I do got my video of Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible. It's going to be exclusive for insiders. I have quite a few on Luke. If you want to look at the latest one and not even look at the whole library, but just go, the best Luke is next up and ready to waitlist, you could just watch this and see how I nailed it. You want to watch my crazy unboxings? Gosh, I got a Wonder Woman that you're going to watch me unbox. I've got a Casca you're going to watch me unbox. Staying with Star Wars, gosh, I got a DX25 you got to watch me unbox. I got a DX2223 I'm going to unbox with Lane Kramer. Shout out to Lane. That's coming for Insiders. I think we're going to do that one live. We got more live stuff coming up on Insiders. You got to watch me unbox the Deluxe Chrome Mando. with the head sculpt of Pedro Pascal. That's coming as well. I've got a, gosh, there's more Star Wars, but I can't even think. I've got a Captain Marvel, that the one with the long hair, deluxe version. I got a Scarlet Witch. I got crazy unboxings coming, baby. But you could also get my library here, my thoughts on what I do for pleather cracking and collection climate tips. You could also get my thoughts on a number of different things here. Anyway, all you got to do is just hit the little join button on the channel. See everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from it, you may want to consider joining, and I do appreciate your support for sure. Tomorrow, you can look it up right on my channel. It's already probably live on your YouTube feed. There absolutely will be a 6-scale Raw tomorrow. I'm going to try and get back into the fray. Things have been a little bit crazy in the Hot Toys Wizards life recently. And but we're going to do it tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. 6-scale Raw. It's going to be a slobber knocker. We're going to talk some hot topics. And I'm not going to hold back. Remember, I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy it at the 6-scale cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Thank you.